Wow. 12 mil. Oh, come on. I have had enough of the lack of lighting in the shed. I can't see my tools. I can't find anything early in the morning, late at night. It is driving me insane. Today, that changes. I'm putting lights in here. I'm doing what I should have done years ago. I've had enough. It's going to happen today. Oh, that was actually my knee. That probably hurt. That actually probably hurt. Back onto the driveway. Thanks, mate. Wow. Wowee. Light in this silly, dark, forsaken place.
What is divine light? Aziz, light! Much better, thank you, Aziz.
So this is my humble little shed. It is much too small for what I need. There's way too much stuff in here, and I've hardly got enough room to do any work or any jobs on, say, vehicles or anything like that. But you make do with what you've got, right? But part of making do is it's got to be practical space. You know, it's got to work for me, and a part of that is getting lights in here. I only just got electricity into this shed about 6 months ago, as you can see there. Now that power point is not mounted yet, and the reason for that is that I'm waiting to get the lighting done because I want to put a switch here next to the power point, and I want to put plywood up in this section here and above the toolbox. And the reason why I want to put plywood up there is to mount tools, get it off benches, declutter some of these spaces. I've got chargers sitting on my bench here that I want to get put up above the toolbox, but I think it's very obvious where I'm going to put the lighting. I'm going to put it in various spots on the ceiling, and then I also really want to put a light on top of this bench up here somewhere, just so that when I'm working at the bench here, I can see what I'm doing with no shadows being cast. Now the reason why I need lighting in the shed is blatantly obvious. I need to be able to see when I'm trying to fix things and build things in here. But apart from that, our morning starts Monday through Friday are really early because of our work schedules, my kids' school schedules. I'm up before dawn outside feeding cattle and the horses. And when I come out here in the mornings, I can't see a thing. And because of those same commitments, I'm often out here in the evening in poor light as well. So with lighting in the shed, it's just going to make life so much easier for me. Now I've chosen to go with a couple of different types of lights in here, and I'm hoping that they will work well. The first is obviously this LED slimline light, which is going to go up here and provide lighting for my workbench. And the other types of light, which I'm going to hang from the ceiling in here, are these LED floodlights. Yes, floodlights. I don't know if that's going to be a mistake. It's obviously going to be quite bright. Can it ever be too bright? We're going to find out. But I have 3 of these suckers. I want to be able to see in here. I want it to be bright. I don't want it to be dark at all. And I think with these 3 30-watt LED floodlights, I think we'll get there. Now, all this stuff was relatively cheap. I'm not looking to spend a fortune in here, but I think with those 4 lights in those various locations in here, I'm finally going to be able to see. I start off by measuring out exactly where these flood lamps are going to be mounted. One smack bam in the middle, and the other 2 around 1 meter from either end. Before I mount the lights, I'm actually just going to wire up, get the cable wired up to the end of the lights, which will just make it easier for me. Then I'll mount them up and run the cables. I'm just using some spare connectors I had sitting around. So some of these are double screws, some of the single. It's just leftover stuff I've had here, so I'm just going to use what I've got. So let's get connecting. Now ideally what you want is a junction box to go over the top of all these connectors just to keep it all safe. I didn't get any of those, so I'm actually just going to tape the whole thing together. It's pretty overkill. I think it'd be fine up there like that is, but it's basically just for safety, just so nothing can potentially touch any of that stuff as it's live. But again, it's probably better to get like a junction box and put it all inside that and then attach the box up at the ceiling. You really want to get junction boxes instead of taping this up. This is way overkill and it's probably a bit silly, to be fair. And for the price of the junction box is, you should probably just go do it. They're probably only like $10 each. So do it properly. I don't know why I didn't. I'm just doing the best with what I've got here, and this is going to be completely satisfactory for my lights and my shed. Now a little honesty here, guys. I did drop the screw about 5 times before I got it started. I should have definitely pre-drilled this hole. Right, so all of the lights are secured in place. I think I'm really happy with their placement there. I think it'll work really good. And I've also got all the cables tidied up and cable tied in place, which is complete overkill, but adds to the pretty factor. I've got them run down the wall here, which is all sorted. So that's done, ready for a switch. Next thing to do now is to add my light up here. For that, I've got this LED light bar here, and I'm going to put it probably up in the middle there somewhere like that. Well, that light was super easy to install. I think that's going to be brilliant for just lighting up whatever I'm working on the bench, just so I'm not getting shadows from the flood lamps up there. But I've just got to extend this cable over to where the light switch is going to be. I actually found a junction box, which is what I should have used on the ceiling for the flood lamps, but I've got one. So I'm actually going to use it here, and I'll make a join up there with the cables inside that box, and I think that will make for a much better finish. Next thing to do is put that plywood up and then locate the power point and a light switch and get those wired up. I think it's time to sharpen the spade bit. Okay, light switch base is on and looking good. Next thing to do is to put the base of the power point on the plywood. But before I do that, I've got to take the cable off the back of the temporary power point. And before I do that, I better turn the power off. Okay guys, this is really important. If ever you're working with live electricity and you're not sure if you've turned it off right, it's always a good idea just to give it a little flick just to see if it's still on. Come on guys. I checked. Don't do that. Don't do that. Check properly, okay? The kind of LED lights that I'm using don't really have much of a current draw, so I'm just taking power from the power point next to this light switch. If their current draw was particularly large, I'd be inclined to run their own circuit. Having said all of that, there's some really great resources on the internet that will calculate and spell out to you what the current draw is of your particular light. That's really important because you need to know things like the size of wires, the circuit breaker that you'll need, and even stuff like the kind of connector that you'll require. Now I'm just making all my final connections at the light switch, connecting all the earths together, all the neutral wires together, and then of course my live power in to switch 1 with a loop across to switch 2, and then outlets to the LED lights from each switch. Well, the moment you've all been waiting for. I finished wiring the lights. It's time to turn them on and see how bright it is in here. Oh man, it's so much better. And my bench light. This is an absolute game changer. I should have done this years ago. You can actually see in here now. This is awesome. Check out these lights. Oh man. I'm almost getting teary-eyed. This has been a long time coming. Years. I don't know why we put off things like this. You know, you put up with the dark and you can't see and you're using stupid head torches and lights on your phone. And then you just spend a day putting lights in your shed and it's done. And now it's so convenient and practical. It doesn't matter what time of day I've got to come in here. I've got light. I can see what I'm doing. I'm so happy. I think we'll leave this one here today. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. And we'll see you soon in the next one. Putting lights in this shed has given me an idea, another idea about something that I struggle with without lights. Might be in the next video. We'll see. See you soon. Oh man, this is so good.